What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily Rewind episode, I think it's 24. I forgot to look. I'm not gonna look. I think it's 24. I'm pretty confident in that. And what this is a rewind of last week's tech news stories all wrapped into one single video for you. So I do one video every day. It's 7 videos in one, so you can watch it simply and easily, almost like a podcast. Think of it like that. Enjoy the show. But anyways, what we're gonna talk about, tons of stuff. The foldable Samsung Galaxy phone, we know kind of what it looks like. We know some of the specs. We have Galaxy S10 news on the colors and other information about the phone. We have OnePlus 7 information, all kinds of stuff this week. Enjoy the show. Let's get into the news. Now, the first story is about the Google Pixel 3 and 3 XL, and it has kind of a memory issue where I've actually done a video on this comparing it to the Razer Phone 2, which has 8 gigabytes of RAM. The Pixel 3 and 3 XL only have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it would only keep open maybe 2 or 3 apps at a time before it would close an app. So if you open up 10 in a row, you'll notice that all the apps need to reopen when you go through them again, which is kind of a pain in the butt. And it looks like Google is putting out an update in the next few weeks to fix this issue. Now, I don't know, for instance, if you'll be able to have 10 apps open, but hopefully, definitely it'll be more than 2 to 3 apps, which is, again, kind of a hindrance and kind of embarrassing at this point. And most Android phones, I feel like, should have 6 gigabytes at least of RAM in a phone at this point, just because what they can do and what people want to do with them in terms of gaming and just overall performance. Next up, the latest rumor about the Galaxy S10 is that it's going to have a new neural processing CPU inside of the phone that possibly could be a dual core processor. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, what is that going to do for me? Well, it's going to be able to have the phone handle artificial intelligence requests directly locally on the phone rather than sending them to a server and then sending it back. Obviously, that's going to cause a delay. So this is going to be much faster processing of artificial intelligence. And also what it could possibly do is something that Google already does. If you've seen photos from a Pixel 2, 3, whatever, the photos are pretty impressive. They're actually really, really nice. And they only have one camera on the back, and you'll see other phones that have 2, 3, whatever cameras on the back, and the Pixel only has one camera, and the photos are fantastic. The video is really, really good. And you might ask yourself, well, why can't my phone do that? And it looks like maybe Samsung's gonna end up doing something similar, and I assume they will. I think that's the future of imaging and photography with phones, is having AI improve it, more so than throwing more and more lenses on the back. I mean, you could have 100 lenses on the back before you know it. But yeah, this is fantastic news. Now, not only is it going to hopefully improve photography with Samsung phones, but maybe it'll make their Bixby Assistant that much better as well. Again, exciting times coming out for the Galaxy S10. I say it all the time, it's becoming more and more of a beast of a phone, at least through these rumors. And the last story of the day is about the Samsung foldable phone / tablet device that they have coming out. And we've been talking about this for months now, and we've also been talking about it hard and heavy for the last week or two. Almost every other day we're getting a new story about this, and today an official story directly from Samsung. They've actually, you're gonna be like, okay, big deal. They've changed their profile photo on their Twitter and their Facebook pages to reflect a Samsung foldable design logo, and you can see it. It's obviously a foldable design, and this is totally hinting at a foldable phone / tablet for Samsung to come out and be announced most likely at their November 7th and 8th developers conference. This is literally a couple of days from now that we should be knowing about this device, or at least more about this device. Also, back to my Galaxy Note 8. Done playing with all the little phones like the Pixel 3 and the Razer Phone 2. I mean, I have 2 phones, but I'll end up, this will be my main phone again, the Galaxy Note 9. Did they say Note 8? I meant Note 9. Thanks. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the Google Pixel Slate, which is Google's Chromebook / tablet hybrid product that they announced, I don't know, I guess when they announced the Pixel 3, they had an event and they announced that product, and it's officially up for pre-order right now at the Google Store and Best Buy. I will link it down below, and orders should start delivering on November 22nd. They have all kinds of different models from low Pentium and low Intel models all the way up to higher end Intel models. So check it out, see if you want to pick one up. Prices start at $799. Next up, if you want to watch the Samsung Developers Conference tomorrow, where they should be announcing the new foldable phone and a lot of other stuff, I'm going to put a link down below where you can stream it starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific right on YouTube. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, or you just want to see the events as they happen live, definitely check it out. It is linked down below to make your life a little bit easier and a little bit more fulfilled, so you can catch up on more Samsung happenings. Speaking of the Samsung Developers Conference, there's a rumor that they're most likely going to announce their new Android Pie beta program. Now, it's probably only going to be for people that have the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus, but it looks like you're going to be able to easily join up with their beta program, and it might be carrier specific here in America as well, so maybe only for Verizon people and AT&T, or I don't know. We'll find out more tomorrow, but it looks like this beta sign up should be happening as early as tomorrow or the next day, based off of some leaks that have happened within the app that Samsung put out showing Galaxy UX beta sign up. So very cool. I'd be interested in this if it was out for the Galaxy Note 9, but it looks like it's only going to be for the S9 and S9 Plus, just based off of rumors. And the last story about the Samsung Developers Conference, and also about the Samsung foldable phone, which we've been talking like crazy about lately. It looks like the phone will not be on display tomorrow, at least in its physical form, but there should be photos, images showing off what this device is going to look like, and also what the UI, the user interface is going to look like. Again, images, not, so that you can try it hands-on, which kind of sucks, but it's also kind of cool that we're actually going to be able to hopefully see what this device looks like, and also see what the software is going to look like on the screen, so that when you use it on a regular basis, you might get a better idea if you want to pre-order this or not when it goes up for pre-order. And they're doing this so that they can generate interest within the Samsung developers that would possibly want to create apps and software for this product, so they can get a better idea at how to market it to the rest of the world. Let's get into the news. It was a huge day for Samsung as they announced a few things today that is definitely going to be in the interest of most people that have Samsung devices. First off, they announced officially their Samsung foldable phone. Now, it was housed in basically like a brick to not show off the design, because they're not fully ready to show off the design, because it's not going to be out until 2019. No big surprise there. As for the size of the screens on there, it's going to be 4.6 inches when it's folded up and 7.3 inches when it's opened up. Now, what it looks like, this is what it looks like. And again, it's housed in a casing, so you're not really able to see exactly what it looks like. And plus, the bezels will be smaller than what they look like now, because it's all kind of bundled up and hid, but it's still interesting to see what it looks like. And the way it's shown in terms of it, in a casing, it obviously is not a beautiful looking device, but it gives us an idea of what it's going to look like. As for the resolutions of the displays on the 4.6 and the 7.3 inch when it's fully open, you're looking at 840 by 1960 when it's closed, with an aspect ratio of 21:9, and the PPI should be 420 when it's 7.3 inch display, which basically turns it into a tablet. The resolution is 1536 by 2152, same pixel density, which would be 420. And you can also do multitasking. You can see the photo right here. And both of these photos from sammobile.com. I'll link the site down below if you want to take a better look. But anyways, on the left, that's when it's fully open. You can see that's full window. And then when you do multi-windows, you can see you got, looks like YouTube on the left, and then on the right, looks like probably like a website. So there is kind of some kind of cool multitasking that you can do, and you can do this on a lot of other phones and tablets as well. The software that it's going to run is going to be seamless across phone and tablets that Samsung releases. They're changing the name of it from Samsung Experience, what it used to be called TouchWiz, to now One UI. That's going to be the new name once Android Pie comes out officially for Samsung devices. And here's a few screenshots taken from the Samsung One UI that Sam Mobile captured on video, and it's basically Android Pie with just an updated look slightly to the user interface for Samsung phones. The beta for Samsung One UI, or aka Android 9.0, is going to be officially, at least you can sign up for, at least try to sign up via the Samsung Plus app in America, or Samsung Members app, I guess, all across the rest of the world. And if you're chosen, you're gonna have that beta version running on your phone. Now be prepared about that. If you do run beta software, sometimes devices, things don't work the way they normally work, so be a little bit wary of that. Other than that, guys, you're looking at a 2019 release of the new Samsung foldable phone / tablet. We don't know official specs beyond the resolutions of the display. We don't really know what it's really going to look like. It's an exciting product because I like the idea of having a phone and a tablet all in one, and 7.3 inches really isn't that large of a tablet, but it's still gonna be a cool device. I hope it's priced reasonably well. Also, Samsung One UI will be released in January 2019 for S9, S9 Plus, and Note 9. I would assume it's not gonna come to everybody that says has Verizon or AT&T. You'll get it in 2019, but I'm thinking it's probably gonna be a month, 2-3 months down the road after January before you get it. I doubt when January hits, you're gonna have it right on your device. I could be wrong, but I'm betting I'd put a good $20 on there that it probably won't be ready for everybody on that date, even though that's officially when it's coming out. So let's get into the news. We only have one story today. It was really slow, and actually comes from yesterday, but it's a tweet put out by Ice Universe, who always leaks new things. But this is actually from Samsung's press conference yesterday, talking about their foldable phones and their One UI, and it's taken from the One UI, and it looks like it shows off the Galaxy S10 colors. We have spoken about the colors before about the Galaxy S10, but check out this tweet. It says Samsung One UI can achieve the same interface color and hardware color. So this is suggesting the color of the Galaxy S10, including silver, green, black, blue, and red. And when we take a slightly closer look at this and you look at the interface, you can, and then behind the interface photos, you actually see the colors of the phones. You can see the silver, you can see the green, the black, the blue, and the red. And for me, my money is on the green right now. I can't remember before if I was into the green, but I like that green. That's a cool looking, seafoam green color. That looks really nice, and I want that for sure. Blue, maybe second, or black looks pretty cool too. Silver, classic, red, maybe not so much. Usually not a red phone fan, but because that's a little bit light red, but it's kind of cool. You can see the interface matches the color of the phone. You can probably change it through customization, but default wise, it's gonna be, whatever the color of the phone is. So I like that. It gives the phone a little bit more personality, and it just overall, it matches everything. And if you've forgotten, the Galaxy S10 rumored to come out probably in February or March of this year. Most likely, it's usually when it comes out, or at least announced, and then it comes out a few weeks after that. So you're only looking now we're in November, so December, January, February, March, maybe 3 or 4 months before you have this phone in hand. If you're looking to purchase it, it should be a beast with a Snapdragon 855. I'm assuming it's probably gonna, at least the top end phone would have 8 gigabytes of RAM, a ton of storage, SD card, headphone jack most likely. So very exciting, and if it looks like those colors that we see in those photos, we're in for a real treat for sure. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about T-Mobile's new unlimited international data plan that is rumored to be coming out on November 9th. Now, this plan is going to cost $50 per month additional onto what you already have with them currently. So what you get is you get unlimited high-speed data while roaming in simple global countries. You also get 5 gigabytes of hotspots, unlimited simple global to simple global calling at $0 per minute instead of 20 cents per minute, unlimited messaging, unlimited stateside international talk and text, and all the features of the OnePlus international plan add-on. Now, if you're a big international traveler, you're gonna probably absolutely want and love this plan. I like that they're giving you some kind of variety in terms of, $50 a month. Basically have the same plan that you had in the States, and you have it international. So if you're interested in it, the rumor is it's coming out November 9th. And our last two stories go hand in hand about the future of Galaxy phones and most likely the Galaxy S10. The first little bit of information comes out from Ice University, and we've been using him in the past and we're using him lately as well. He's a leaker of information, especially about Samsung devices, and he put out the following tweet. He said, the hidden camera technology underneath the screen is immature, and there is not enough light to reach the camera through the screen. The photos taken by the current cameras are very blurry. This technology will not be realized until 2020. Now, if you remember, one of the rumors about the Galaxy S10 is it possibly might have all screen, no bezel, no notch, nothing, just all screen more or less on the phone, and the cameras and the sensors would lie underneath the screen and you'd be able to use it like you would any other phone from the past. Looks like this is probably not going to happen, especially with the Galaxy S10 coming out in 2019 instead of 2020. So 2019, you're probably, and I hate to say it, probably gonna have a little bit of a notch. And we know this because at Samsung's press conference the other day, talking about the new foldable phone, they also talked about technology that they have coming out for notched phones. And you can see these screens right here. The first one is called the U notch. Then you have the V notch, and then you have the O notch, and then you basically have no notch, which is probably the new Infinity's most likely, is if everything goes as it seems, is going to happen in 2020 for the new Infinity, I would have to guess at this point. Or maybe with the Note 9, Note 10, you never know. But the Galaxy S10, you're probably looking at getting one of these notches instead. Again, the Infinity U, Infinity V, or the Infinity O. If I had to choose, I'd probably choose the U. I think it looks the best out of all of these, and it's the most realistic, especially with phones not fully having everything underneath the display and that technology not being ready. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day, and the only story of the day, as you know, Saturdays can be kind of slow. We have a new phone coming out for Samsung, and it costs over $2,700. And you probably won't even buy it because I don't even know if a lot of people in China even watch my show, but this phone will be exclusive to China Mobile, and it's over $2,700, and it's a flip phone. So this is the Samsung W 2019 phone, and it has very, very impressive specs. You're starting off with a Snapdragon 845, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 or 256 gigabytes of storage. You get micro SD expansion if you want to include more storage, 12 megapixel rear camera, so dual, you get two on the back there, with variable aperture, the same as with the Note 9. The battery is 3070 milliamps. Also, you get a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, 960 frames per second, super slow motion recording, dual SIM support, Android 8.1. There is no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. The screen itself is a 1080p display. It's an AMOLED display, and it is 4.2 inches. Now, you also get some interesting concierge features, such as the phone comes with disinfection, which whatever that means. I didn't know phones had germs on them before you bought them. You also get an exclusive hotline that you can call. You get free software fixes, and we're not really totally sure what that actually means. Also, it mentions that you can get free screen and battery replacements twice a year. So if you just want to randomly change your battery or you break your screen, they will do that for you. That's included in that $2,700 price. So very, very expensive. Now, it's a pretty known fact that if this phone came out in America or anywhere else in the world, it's not going to sell. No one's going to buy that phone. It's way too expensive, first of all. And then second of all, nobody wants a flip phone. Flip phones are from when I first started getting phones. I mean, this is like a flip phones on like hella steroids and drugs and anything else that will make your mind go crazy. It's just an amazingly specced out, crazy phone. I mean, it even beats phones that are just regular smartphones that are out there, have them be from Motorola or even some Samsung devices. It's a crazy phone. So if you are in China, you should be able to pick that up. I'm assuming you'll probably also somehow be able to import it. I would guess, but would you want to? Probably not, especially with a price tag that high. let's get into the news. We only have one story today, and it is about the OnePlus line of phones. So if you're thinking about getting the OnePlus 7 because you wanted to get 5G, which is the successor to 4G, aka LTE, 5G, again, if you didn't know, we'll have speeds theoretically on average of 1 gigabit per second, which is extremely fast. It's looking like the OnePlus 7 will not have 5G built into it, and they might end up having, it sounds like, either 2 lines of phones or either a renaming of the phones that they have currently. A spokesman for OnePlus revealed that the company's 5G smartphone will launch in 2019, that's early 2019, and the spokesman also revealed that the 5G smartphone will not be the OnePlus 6T successor, aka the OnePlus 7. OnePlus 5G smartphone will kick off a new line of devices for the company. What it sounds like to me is that OnePlus is going to end up having 2 devices probably that they release at the same time. One that's very premium that has 5G built into it, and another one that's kind of like what they have now with LTE built into it, but are still a really nice device. And it kind of makes sense that they would want to go both avenues, have the low market or whatever you would consider low market, along with the higher end market with Samsung and Apple, what they go after, and possibly make even more profits that way. And throwing 5G in there, I personally don't know, but is it that much more expensive, the chip anyway, than an LTE chip? I would highly doubt it, or it might be a couple bucks more, but not hundreds of dollars of more. So we'll have to wait and see in early 2019 once they release the next OnePlus line of phones. But again, it looks like there's probably going to be 2 phones that they're releasing come early 2019 for the OnePlus lines. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, new videos every single day. My question out to you guys is, how does that make you feel about OnePlus, who's more or less a budget price-wise manufacturer of devices? They have great specs in their phones, but the price is pretty low comparatively speaking to the rest of the market. How does that make you feel? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road. Peace!